Hey everybody, happy Good Friday. Hey, what's good about Good Friday? Well, Miss Lori asked if I would read a story to you, so maybe we could figure out what the answer to that question is. What is so good about Good Friday? I'm going to read from a book called Friends with God. And this story is written as if it were Jesus himself speaking, telling us about what happened on the day he died. This story is called Because I Love You, and it goes like this. I'm going to tell you the most important story ever told. It won't be easy for you to hear, but I promise you this, it has the happiest ending in the history of happy endings. It started when the Roman soldiers arrested me while I was praying. One of my dearest friends had betrayed me to them, and all for a little bit of money. That hurt. They took me to stand trial in front of Pontius Pilate, the local governor. The people accused me of being a traitor, although Pilate couldn't find anything I had done wrong. But the people insisted on killing me anyway. Just a week earlier, they had been cheering me on. Now they wanted me dead. That hurt too. It was then that the guards started beating me. They hit me and spit on me. They mocked me, calling me King of the Jews, and they draped a red robe over my shoulders. Then they made a crown out of sharp thorns and put it on my head. That hurt so bad. I could barely move, but it only got worse. The guards made a big cross out of wooden beams. Even though I had no strength left, they made me carry that cross with people along the road yelling at me. It was so heavy. Every step was torture. When I finally couldn't go any farther, they made another man carry that heavy cross for me. They marched me up a hill to a creepy area they called the Place of the Skull. The pain was unbearable. I could barely catch my breath. The soldiers tried to give me a bitter drink to ease the pain, but I wouldn't take a sip. I needed to endure every jolt, stab, sting, and there were so many I had nothing left. Still, they kept mocking me. If you're the Son of God, why don't you save yourself? They shouted. But they didn't know. They didn't understand that God wanted me to go through with this. They didn't know this was God's plan. Worst of all, they didn't realize how much I loved them. Every tear and every drop of blood was for them. It was almost the end. The sky turned black. Every breath was a struggle. I'd never felt more alone in my life. I hung my head. I couldn't take another breath. The moment I died, things got scary. The ground shook. Rocks split apart. People wept. The curtain in the temple sanctuary split in half. Tombs opened up. That terrified the soldiers. One realized in an instant what they had done. They had killed me, God's son. Later, a rich man named Joseph took my body and wrapped it in cloths. Then he buried me in a tomb carved out of the rocks and rolled a big stone across the entrance. Yet my killers were nervous. They'd heard me talk about coming back from the dead. They thought my followers might come to steal my body and claim I wasn't dead anymore. So they placed guards there to make sure nothing happened. But something did happen. Jesus died on Good Friday. How is that good? Well, I think this is not the end of the story. And that makes me think there's more story to come.